Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I welcome you all to this one-day national level webinar on ITEC, a gateway for researchers stepping towards Aatm Nirbhar Bharat. I am Vidya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, and I will be the host for the day. So today we'll be learning about the iSTEM web portal, which is the gateway for researchers to locate specific facilities they need for their research and development work, thus paving a way towards Aatm Nirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India. So now we have with us three eminent personalities. The speakers of today's webinar, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Shrivastava, National Coordinator, iSTEM, Center for Nanoscience and Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, Mr. Narmdej Pandey, Senior Facility Technologist, Indian Science, Technology and Engineering Facilities, MAP, iSTEM, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and Dr. S. Manivannan, Dean, Phase II Campus of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute and convener of this program. We also have with us the organizing committee of this webinar, Dr. P. Harshini, Associate Professor, Department of English, and Mr. Ganesh Babu, System Administrator, Department of Computer Science. Now, I would like to call upon our Dean, Dr. S. Manivannan, to welcome the gathering, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my true happiness in proposing welcome address for today's webinar on iSTEM initiatives, Indian Science, Technology and Engineering Facilities MAP, which is the wonderful initiative by Government of India towards linking researchers and resources. I express my gratitude to our young dynamic President, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar sir, for permitting us to do innovative things like today's webinar. I welcome our beloved Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, who is the source of encouragement for doing many programs. I thank Madam for being with us, and unfortunately today, because of your busy schedule, you may join a little bit later. Thank you, Madam. And it's my pleasure to welcome the eminent speaker of the webinar, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Shrivastava, National Coordinator, iSTEM, Center for Nanoscience and Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. I extend my cordial welcome to Mr. Narmdej Pandey, team member iSTEM, who is our proud alumni of our university. And I feel delighted to welcome our executives, deans, heads of various departments, faculty members of our university, and beloved students. It's my profound duty to welcome beloved participants who have joined from all over nation. The event has seen overwhelming registrations of 4,000 plus. This shows the interest among participants to know more, to learn more, etc. I wholeheartedly appreciate and thank them for joining today, and I welcome the core organizing members of today's program, Mrs. Vidya, Dr. Arshini, and Mr. Ganesh Babu. Without their support, the event would have not seen this much success. Of course, it's my duty to tell few words about iSTEM initiatives. The iSTEM is the initiative by Government of India towards linking researchers and resources, thereby enhancing effective utilization of R&D equipment nationwide. It provides opportunity for the academicians who are pursuing research in smaller institutions, working in smaller institutions, to take up work in established institutions, thereby uplifting collaboration among academicians and between industry and the academia. This is creating avenue for raising fund in order to maintain the laboratory connected expenses. And it creates better R&D ecosystem for our country in public as well as private organizations, aiming and expecting to lead to greater R&D productivity, innovation, especially among startups, resulting in growth of industry and national economy. It's actually a tough job for any researchers to understand where the facility is available to undergo is research. Probably the researcher may have the idea, may have the interest, but locating where the source is available, that is the toughest job. Here one great person, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar sir, has come forward and doing the innovative things, doing wonderful job for our nation. And today I am really proud to host this event on behalf of MGR University. I thank Dr. Sanjeev sir and his team for accepting our invitation and for presenting this webinar towards popularizing the ISTEM initiatives. Hope this webinar will address the needs of all the researchers who are struggling to identify the location of the facilities where they can go and do the work, how they can map the facilities with their requirement. All the questions will be clearly answered by this webinar. Thankful to the great person like Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Shrivastava sir joining from the India's #1 premier institute, Indian Institute of Science. Thank you, sir, for your acceptance and to be amongst us. Really, your session will be an eye-opener for all the researchers who have joined this program. And this program is going to be useful for the entire research community. Also, the facilities of the universities or colleges will be shared to these researchers such that the fund can be generated in order to meet the expenses. In both the side, it is giving idea for getting development, mutually benefiting the researcher and the institution. It's a great move, and I hope this webinar will be an eye-opener for all our participants. And like you, I am also looking forward to hear from our eminent speaker, and happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to give a brief introduction about our speaker, Dr. Sanjeev Shrivastava, to get to know more about his achievements in his career. Dr. Sanjeev completed his BSc Physics from Purvanchal University in the year 1996, his MSc in Physics with specialization in Electronics from Purvanchal University in 98, his MTech in Energy Studies from IIT Delhi in 2004, and his doctorate in Hybrid Nanocomposites Material from IIT Delhi in 2010. He started his career as a faculty in KNGPG College, Gyanpur, Badohi. Then he worked in CBME IIT Delhi, ERA Gurgaon, Physics Department, Thin Films Lab in IIT Delhi, University of Guelph in Canada, guest faculty in various engineering colleges, assistant professor in VGI Greater Noida, technology manager INUP in SENS, IISc Bangalore, and currently he is the national coordinator and chief operating officer in ISTEM, Center for Nanoscience and Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. His research experience: he has 2 patent trademark application filed. He has organized 9 international and national conferences. He has presented 7 papers in national and international conferences, and he's published 14 papers in international and national journals. His areas of research is nanotechnology, polymer nanocomposites. Some of his awards and achievements: he received the Freedom of House Award for Best Contribution in Hostel as House Secretary. He received the Award for Significant Contribution to BHM, Award for Significant Contribution to SAC. He received the Best Poster Award for in the National Conference on Advanced Materials and Characterization in VIT Vellore. He also received the Best Poster Award in the 10th Annual University Night at the University of Guelph by Society for Plastics Engineer, Ontario, Canada. Some of the professional membership: member of Indian Physics Association, Bombay, PhD representative, IIT Delhi, member Society for Scientific Valve, New Delhi, member Hospital Advisory Committee, IIT Delhi, member Board of Postgraduate Studies and Research, member Board Alumni Association, IIT Delhi, member of Indian Science Congress, and editor of News and Views, SSV. So on behalf of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, we really thank him for gracing us with his presence and wish him good luck for all his future endeavors. So before I hand over the session to our speaker, I would request all the participants to please type your questions in the chat box towards the end of the session, and I'll make sure that it reaches our speakers. Also, the feedback assessment link is already there in the description box, but it will be activated again towards the end of the session. So I request all of you to sit back and enjoy this wonderful, knowledgeable session. So without taking much of your time, may I request our speaker, Dr. Sanjeev, to take over the session, please. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thanks for the introduction. And I would like to first thank to Dr. Manivandan for arranging this talk for the whole country as well as the outside country. And I would like to thank all the participants who are joining this talk. And this is really, it will be interesting talk for the researcher who are really stepping towards with the Aatm Nirbhar Bharat and trying to contribute something to the nation. Can I display the presentation? Yeah. Okay. So I would like to talk about the Indian Science Technology Engineering Facility Map, which is a gateway for researchers stepping towards Aatm Nirbhar Bharat. You know, currently our Prime Minister, after the COVID, he has given a slogan, we should have and we should generate some kind of technology which will really make India an Aatm Nirbhar Bharat. So with that, I will start. So this ISTEM, the theme is linking researcher and resources. This is funded by Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. And it has lot of information, like I have mentioned in the homepage itself. It is having more than 20,000 equipment and softwares from 450 institutions. 2,000 custodians are registered who are ready to share their equipment, and 1,500 researchers are also connected with 200 expertise, having the 200 people expertise in different area who are ready to help. And this portal can be accessed through the mobile application, either it is Android or iOS. This portal was launched by the Prime Minister in this January on 3rd by the Prime Minister of India in one of the Indian Science Congress. So we are going to talk about this for next 20-25 minutes, how this will help to the nation and researchers. So we have a great team here. We have 9 members in this team who are working hard to make this portal useful for the researchers. What is ISTEM? ISTEM is an indigenously developed web portal with a trademark registered theme linking researcher and resources. This trademark was registered last year only. We got the registration for this theme, and we are moving towards the building the nation with this theme so that everyone can get participation into that. It is an IP protected national web portal where patents have been filed in many countries including US and India. This portal is static and dynamic, means this portal is very much dynamic. Every time you will see the updates about the country contribution, people, what equipment they have shared. So this information will be always get updated. It is very interactive, means people like researchers as well as the custodian who are holding the equipment can talk to each other, and this is very user friendly. It's easy to operate. It holds the database of functioning R&D equipment and software procured from government and private funding sources, and it's provide option to researcher to check the availability, operational status of geographically dispersed facilities and reserve the most suitable one online and pay per use through the portal. As I mentioned, this was launched by the Prime Minister and it is dedicated to the nation researchers. Now I will talk about the status of researcher and resources in the country, in India. You know, we have more than 23 IITs, NITs, 30 ICMR labs, we have ISR labs, we have many state universities, we have deemed university, we have national DRDO labs like DRDO and ISRO labs, where resources are many. And if you see the UGC report, every year, I have taken one data of 2017 and 18 that every year 161,000 PhD research scholar registered and 34,000 MPhil researcher registered. But whenever you will talk about the resources, these people don't have any information where they should go after registration, what they should do, what kind of research they should adopt, where they should go for the guidance. All these kind of questions they always keep in mind, but they don't get proper answer. We thought about that and we came with that portal where we should have all kind of information, where you should go, whom to contact, what research should be done, what is really needed at regional level, what kind of problem you can solve at India level, which will be really benefit to the nation. With that concept, we started this iSTEM portal, and I will tell you about all those things, how you can achieve and how you can really make the India Aatm Nirbhar. Why we need this kind of initiative? Earlier there was no such platform available for listing and sharing the equipment facility which are geographically dispersed. And in the government, if you talk about the fundings from government are very limited. They cannot provide facility everywhere. They cannot establish the research R&D facility in each country, each states, each university. So better to have that kind of information at one place and share that, so that people can get the idea where it is. And currently existing public funded facilities are often underutilized. People have some kind of facilities are available where people don't know, and some facilities are underutilized. Sometimes you have seen in many labs people are using the facility for more than not 2 hours to 3 hours in a day. So most of the time these facilities are available, but since researchers are not knowing about those availability and current status, this kind of resources are getting wasted. And in some university, if you'll find there are many duplication of resources. People are having 2 TEM, 2 is scanning electron microscope, but they are not using properly. They are not getting proper user, or many users don't know. And sometimes what happens when researchers come with the idea, they don't get the facility, then their idea get lost because of non-availability of resources or information. And also, as I told you, people when they join research, they don't have any kind of idea what kind of research should be done, which will benefit really to our country. So that kind of database, if we'll have in public domain, it will really avoid the duplication of research effort, what has been done and what is need to be done. So benefits and appropriate use of R&D carried out does not reach society often enough. So if this kind of problem we can resolve, really our country will become a great country and we can become an Aatm Nirbhar. Just I would like to inform about the quote what our senior scientists have given on setting up the iSTEM. When people set up any facility, sometimes some faculty members in their institute, they think, okay, I have brought this facility, so this I am owning that facility. No. The country, the nation is the owner of all these devices, what is developed or which is established with the public funded facility. Our public funded public funded fund comes from our taxpayer, what tax we pay. So this is all taxpayer money. So if something is developed using the taxpayer money, then the facility what is available should be also available to the public. With that concept, Dr. R. Masakar has mentioned that nation is the owner of these devices and this should be accessible to all. Dr. R. Chidambaram, who was former PSA and who really gave momentum to this initiative, has told that it has been felt for some time that facilities in our academic institution and national labs acquired or established through government funding should be made available to a wider community through the web portal. And that is the real use of Digital India concept, what our Prime Minister has talked about. The current PSA who is running the PSA office has told that iSTEM aspires to provide all researchers access to public funded facility. And the secretary from DST who has told that I urge all the institution and researchers to abide by the government mandate to list R&D facility in their lab, group, centers on the iSTEM portal and to share them for the benefit of all the stakeholders of the SNT in the nation. So I would like to request who are attending this talk also should come forward, and whatever facility they have, they should register on behalf of their institution and inform to the public, okay, they can also use whenever it is available. What are the benefit of having iSTEM? When if you'll go to any institution and just talk to any head of institution that how many facility you have in your institution, I hope none of the people will be having the exact data and they cannot tell even how many facilities is available in particular lab. If this kind of facility will be there, you can have the live up-to-date inventory of equipment facility for every custodian institution. And in one click, you can know whether that equipment is up, down, or in which lab, how many equipments are there, how many operators are sitting today in the system, and how many are available for the use. So this is really will create the transparency in booking, usage statistics of the equipment. And it will not only create the usage, but it will also give the fund for the maintenance and manpower support. If everyone is knowing that government never provide the fund for the maintenance and manpower support if your equipment is beyond the project period. For those kind of things, if you can start sharing your equipment, you really can generate the good amount of funding for maintaining the equipment. And if any instantaneous breakdown is there, you can keep it up immediately. We are also coming with the option that impanel of experts, list of manufacturers, suppliers, service provider, so that in case if you need any kind of support, your expert available in the portal can help you and guide you. And also if your tool is down or you need some kind of consumable, our manufacturer or whoever is supplier of that equipment can suggest about the consumable, and all this information should be connected through this portal in one click. If these kind of things will be there, really we will get the fruitful research outcome. And people who really want to start the startup, they don't have to worry about the facility, because they can get that information from the portal, and they don't have to worry about the establishing the facility before starting any startup. They can immediately convert their idea into innovation, and many job opportunity will be created. If we will have database of researchers, scientists on regional basis, then we can also assist in addressing the local societal problem, and that will be really helpful to the nation and the country. If we'll have that kind of sharing, we can really reduce the capital expenditure. I will give you one small example how we can reduce the capital expenditure, and especially the import budget, which our country generally use for procuring the equipment from the foreign country. Just imagine why sharing of resources is important. Transmission electron microscopy, which cost almost 8 crore, and if you are going to save 5 TEM in country, that will save 40 crore rupees. That 40 crore rupees can be shared with 200 researchers for 3-year research grant with 20 lakh each, where that researcher can have one project assistant, and he can pay salary up to 9 lakh, contingency he can keep, and consumable, as well as the travel grant. So you just imagine a simple equipment, 5 TEM, if you can save, not purchase from outside or not import from outside, you can really contribute the research of 200 researchers in the country. And that kind of things will really change the shape of the nation. Okay. So, and if you are having this kind of equipment in one institution and you are not using it, means you are creating the waste. So our thinking is that we should really think how to convert waste into optimal use of resources. Just I want to tell you how our countries, what our country should do to become Aatm Nirbhar scientifically. If we researcher really start thinking about the original innovation, indigenous development of scientific instrumentation, value-add supply and services, if we can produce, we don't need to import anything from outside, and slowly we can reduce the import budget, and that budget can be used to help other researchers who are really lacking in the facility. We also need skill development. Whenever our tool get down, we generally try to get the people from outside, either online or offline support, and that really cost us a lot. If we can start generating the skill development, and that is very simple. What we can do, whatever equipment we have in our lab and it is going to be right off, we can make a really regional center where we can collect all this equipment, and we can ask the people who are really doing ITI, diploma, or some kind of graduation, BSc, they can come and open the equipment, and they can learn how it is fabricated, what kind of part is there. Even those parts can also be used to create the new tools up when it is down, or if it is required to purchase from outside. So this part can be used, as well as it can be used for the skill development training to the personnel. And that will really be helpful to keep our tool up. We can generate manpower in our own country. We don't require people from outside to run the equipment. We also need city a regional innovation cluster for resolving the issue at regional basis. We also need enabling R&D and innovation in industry and startup. That is really needed in our country, and that's why our government is forcing people should come with the startup. They can innovate, they can convert their idea into innovation and help the country. We also need to help the funding agency in making appropriate science and technology policy for growing domestic needs. What is really needed, that should be first identified, and that should be done. That should be taken as a challenge from our researcher and should be helped. Should be available to our country. Also, we should help academic and industry user participation. We generally create the facility, but we don't get the users. So if we can have some kind of awareness program like we are doing today, the user participation will be more and the facility will be optimized, used more, this one. And also we have to ensure that active participation of custodian institutions with they should have interest, they should have some kind of collaborative research with the different researchers, so that they will also create interest in sharing the facility. So I can tell you, rather than focusing on a possible conflict between imported and indigenous innovation, India would benefit more by concentrating effort on how to increase positive spillover from the foreign R&D, and that will be really an emergence of techno-nationalism. So what we have in our ISTEM portal, we started with collecting the data in ISTEM portal. So currently we have more than 20,000 equipment data and software. We have R&D facility map, which will help researcher to search the facility, whatever they need. There are different kind of search options, like normal search and advanced search. If you really identified the equipment, you can log in. If you have not registered, you have to register one time, and you can log in and book that facility. If you have booked, then you will get the slot from the custodian, and once you get the slot, you will get the payment option and you can use that facility. So booking of R&D equipment through Android and iOS app is also possible. We are also coming with the scientific equipment supplier map, scientific equipment maintenance and service provider map. All these are available, but we are loading the data from different supplier and service provider. Another good thing has come for the young researcher that currently government has approved in February, that is called Empower Technology Group, and that is chaired by the principal scientific advisor. And the one mandate of the Empower Technology Group, that we should have the digital catalog of the technology, products, patent and publication, what we have done in last 5 years. And that will really give a direction to the new and young researcher, what is done in the country for last 5 years and what is in what stage it is, what TRL level, technology readiness level. If it is 1 to 4, you can take 4 to 7 and 8, 9, 10, so that it will convert into the product if some technology are available. So in that way, we can also avoid the duplication of efforts already done. So this digital catalog is already active. We have now loaded with more than 550 technologies in the portal, and we have 500 publications. It will be open shortly to the researchers. We are also going to have a good platform for conducting and hosting industry challenges. Industry may support to institution with some kind of funding through this portal, and that is going to happen in next 1 month. This is the new initiative we are going to start in less than 1 month, which we have got the opportunity to put in this portal. We also have come up with the science and technology chat room. You can create your queries according to the research area, and you can put the question and someone can answer those things. We also have the panel of expert where you can ask your question and you can get the answer, and whole confidentiality will be maintained through the portal. We also have, you can find this information on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere we have put, so that maximum researcher can get the benefit, they can have the information. And we have toll-free number in working times, not in the off-office hour. So this kind of facility we have, and with that, every researcher should connected with the ISTEM portal. How to use that? Now I'm coming to the portal. How you can go get to use this ISTEM portal? We have put different kind of guidelines. If you go on this link, what's new on the home page, it's given, you can get different kind of guidelines for the researchers, for the custodian institution or the expert, how they can make use, how they can register on the portal. So this portal is having different kind of hierarchy in institution. Like head of institution can create the head of department. He can also nominate faculty in charge, facility coordinator, technical operator, and all the people will have the unique login ID password, so that they can access when something is needed in the portal or some request has come to the institute from the any user or any part of India, if he has requested for any facility. So in that way, we have also given a feel of the macro site where institution can upload their logo, they can connect their bank account through ECS form, and it is whole. This one is compiled with the GST mandate what is required, and there are different mode, like people can pay either offline or online through this portal. So we have as institution, public user, expert can register, regional representative also we are creating, so that they can take the problem at regional level and solve with the researcher available in those regions. As I mentioned, we are also having the supplier and service provider map, and we have connected with the funding agency. Suppose in some of the cases people are not supporting in any institution sharing that facility, you can write to the funding agency, and the funding agency who have supported these facilities are also monitoring what funding they have given, where the equipments are being used, how many hours are being used. All those data are getting can be seen from funding agency directly. Nobody has to report that. And nodal center at IISc Bangalore is also helping all these people to get connected. Just to mention here, if you want to share your equipment, what information you have to give is the name of the equipment, a small keyword, so that it will be helpful in searching those equipment. You can also mention under which project and scheme it is purchased. You can set the usage rate, and this usage rate is not bounded by the nodal center. Any institution can decide as per their policy, and that usage can be fixed for each equipment different way. It is not fixed one rate you can fix for all equipment. Each equipment can have different rate, different kind of specification you can put, and different category you can create, like how much you can charge to your internal user, external user, or international user. You can also create department-wise facility. You can put the location so that users can find your equipment very easily through the Google search. And you have to also put the status of the equipment, that is health of the equipment, either it is up or down, or it is under maintenance, or when it will be up. All those kind of information can be put, so that user will really get the information and he can make a choice where he has to go. You have to also put the make and model of that one, so that user can acknowledge when he is publishing the paper, what make and model facility I have used from which institution. So all those information is needed when you are going to share the equipment in the portal. What is the role of the custodian who is really hosting the equipment and he is trying to share with the public? So when a user requests for any job, he can see as a service request, and once he will see, he may ask for the clarification. And once he got the clarification what he had to do on the sample, if it is the testing sample, he can allocate the slot. If suppose the equipment is down after the allocation of the slot, he can reschedule the slot. He can reject the request with the region. He can chat with the users through the portal. You don't have to call. You don't have to wait for answer. You just choose the number. What is the job number? And that is called here in FBR, facility booking record. So, and you can also write the feedback when generate the report. You can also file the GST based on the collection of the fund what you have got through this portal. You can anytime add the new equipment. You can get it approved. You can update the equipment rate anytime based on your policy of the institute. You can update the availability of slots, and there is a specific mention here, upload of CSRF, that is called customized service request form. Suppose you have a equipment which is required some more information than the general information, you can create your own requirement. Okay, for this particular equipment I need this information before taking or booking the slots. So those kind of information will be available to user without feeling that he cannot move forward. And once he will provide those information, it will be easy for the custodian to decide whether I should allocate the slots or not, so that he can avoid the wastage of booking the slots and canceling the slots. He can also update the status like up and down for the time, and he can also mention that if it is used for internal purpose or external purpose. All these things will be available to the user through a booking calendar, which I will show you during the talk. What is the guidelines for the user? If user is trying to find some facility, he can just go directly without login or without register. He can search. If he decided, okay, this is really required, he can register. And if he registered already, he can log in. He can check the availability in nearby location so that he can optimize the movement. He can also see the rates and all those requirements. If it is fulfilled, he can he can write the technical form and submit. Once it is submit, there will be a BR generated like PNR number of IRCTC trains, and that FBR can be checked using the FBR status, with in which condition my request is there, either it is in pending status or clarification status or slot is allocated or reschedule. All kind of status can be checked using that FBR number and simple one search box. And once if he get all these things, then if he really need to contact the operator in case of delay, he can contact to the operator through the portal itself, and he can clarify all those queries which is required to execute the research work or research sample or testing. Once all these things are done, then he will get the option for the pay and usage of that one, whatever is given by the custodian. And once it is done, then he can reach or he can send the custodian the sample through courier, and he can execute the job. And also there is a good thing that he will get the invoice online, and also if he has paid, he will get the receipt online. So there is no signature required on those receipts. So this kind of booking calendar is there. This is just a snapshot of one status. You can see here whether slot is available, it is green, or if it is in queue, or if it is in all the slots are booked, it will be in red condition. So this information will be available to the user in public. If someone is updating from the backend, from custodian side, if he has given down, so that equipment will show here down, and that user will not be allowed to book. And booking means here just simple request. User will not be authorized to book any slots unless custodian will not permit. So that kind of flexibility is there for the custodian. There is another option for suggestion for the portal. If you want to have really some suggestion, you can write your suggestion or feedback to the portal. It will come to us, and we will try to take maximum suggestion and improve the portal. So I will give you some updates. Like I have mentioned here, we have toll-free number. We have more than 20,000 equipment already listed, and it's open for use. We have 22,000 custodians, more than the researchers. They are eager to help people. And I want to mention here, we have requested Government of India to just relax the GST to those researchers who are using the facility through ISTEM portal. And that request has gone. We are waiting for the decision from the government. That meeting is going to be held on 27th August. We are waiting for the response from the government. If we will really get the relaxation of the GST from GST Council, our researcher will be benefited, and they will have to pay less for any use of the equipment. As I mentioned, digital catalog is already there. People who want to share their technology, patent, publication, they can register on this portal, and that will be available for the public, and anyone can take it further and anyone can contact. We are also going to have option in next page to review the technology, and someone really need to take it further. We are going to get fund from government, so that person can really contribute in different way, and the idea what he has converted up to the patent can also convert into the product. We have come with the iOS and Android application. I have already mentioned here. so it's available for use. We have science and technology chat room platform like Quora, so people can write their comment, they can get the answer. As I mentioned, funding agencies are connected, so there is a separate dashboard for everyone, either it is custodian or funding agency or anyone. They can see all the status through one dashboard, and they can get the status of all the equipment, or how many equipments are booked, how many pending requests are there. Similarly, funding agency can monitor the inventory of equipment zone wise, state wise, institution wise, department wise, facility wise. They can also check the health of the equipment. So this is the aim, is to connect funding agency to bring the transparency in the system, nothing else. It's not that we are going to monitor and penalize some institution, or funding agency is going to penalize them. This is just to create the awareness and keep the transparency in the system. So this kind of dashboard will be available for any custodian and funding agency, so that they can see in their institute how many pending requests are there, how many is contributed, how many payment has been done, and all those things can be collected, the data at one dashboard. With this, I would like to complete this talk, theoretical, and I will just hand over this to our colleague, Mr. Pandey, who will tell you how to register on the portal. You want that one?
Vidya madam, please enable your camera and speak. Mute your sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful session. I would like to introduce our second speaker of the day, Mr. Dharmdeshwar Pandey, proud alumnus of our institution. Mr. Dharmdesh Pandey completed his BTEC in Computer Science Engineering from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Chennai, in the year 2012, and is currently pursuing MTech in CSE from MS Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, Bangalore. And he's currently working as a senior facility technologist at Indian Science, Technology and Engineering Facilities MAP, ISTEM, at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He received the Best Project Award during BTEC final year for the project Knowledge-Based Construction. He also received the Best Student and Performance Award in In-Plant Training from CASIB Infotech, Chennai. So on behalf of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, we really thank him for gracing us with his presence and wish him good luck for his future endeavors. So may I call upon the speaker to take over the session, please?
edit the information and can update. So what information is showing in billing information section? Invoice will be addressed to that name. Now here booking information. User has to verify the booking information before going for submitting the request. So here now you may see like rate per element is 1000 per element is showing. Before it was showing 2500 because before that it was showing that one was highest rate for that equipment, and here it is taking the rate. Here this rate is taking based on the user category. So user category may be academic user, maybe industry user, a startup user, or international user. On technical information page, user has to fill the details like title of the project, number of samples, nature of the sample, technical information, a specific information, and if user has any reference document or CSRS form, he or she can upload here by using this choose file. And estimated amount will be showing here 3000 rupees. It is showing for that request excluding GST. This is not final amount. Final amount will be once a slot is allocated by the custodian, then final amount will be showing to the user. Here it is showing estimated amount. So now here once user will click on submit button, FBR will be generated. FBR means facility booking record number will be generated, which is the unique number for every request, and this FBR number will be sent to the user through email and to the concerned custodians, means equipment operator and faculty department representatives. So here I have submitted this booking request. Loading. So now service request is submitted. So user can see this booking request by clicking on booking request under view booking. So now user may see the FBR number is generated for this request and availability 20th August till 1st September. Now user can see the FBR status without login also. By clicking on FBR status. So here if you click on FBR status, here you need to provide the FBR number. And click on search button. So here it will show the status of that FBR.
No need to log in.
No need to log in to check the FBR status. So for this FBR, its current status is pending. Similarly, you can check for other FBR. So for this FBR, you may see the status as executed. So user can register himself as an expert by clicking on register as an expert button. He can fill the details and he can submit. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. So this demo is done. If in case any issue is there or if any question is there, I would be happy to answer all those questions. Hello. It is stopped or what? Yes.
Sir, unmute your mic.
ISTEM video.
Thank you.
Yeah. So can we play ISTEM video for 2-3 minute video is there?
Yes, sir.
If time permits.
Yes, sir. Time is there, sir. I think Narmadeshwar can play. Can you play, Mr. Narmadeshwar?
Yes. Yeah, I can just connect.
Yes, sir. Sir, we need to enable the audio.
Yeah. Okay. Please enable that. Okay.
Narmadeshwar, can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay. देखा कब से मत रहा वो कोई जरूरत नहीं है ना नहीं ऐसे कर दो बस कर दिया ऑन कर दिया
Government of India has been generously funding R&D efforts at academic institutions, and besides that, such facilities.
Sir, can you hear that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
It is be made available to those needing them. ISTEM, an inventory of resources, has been developed by Center for Nanoscience and Engineering, IISc, Bangalore. This facility can boost R&D productivity and enhance the effectiveness of public investment. May I now request Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji to launch the ISTEM portal. Sir, please. Thank you very much, sir. For the first time in Indian Science Congress, contribution by the farmers to progress in the field of science is being discussed, shared, and appreciated.
Many researchers across India and abroad are facing many challenges to convert their ideas into innovation due to a lack of important research equipment or facilities, lack of funds to procure and set up needed equipment or facility, and delays in research due to non-availability of the appropriate facilities. On the other hand, there are many government agencies that have invested huge funds in institutions nationwide to procure and set up such equipment and facilities, but these are often not utilized all the time. This results in wastage of high-value equipment or facilities. So these R&D facilities must be shared with researchers who need them. This will result in optimal use of public-funded equipment and facilities, as well as help many researchers to make their work more complete and sophisticated. So, how can we connect these available geographically dispersed resources with researchers who need them? Introducing iSTEM, linking researchers and resources, a national web portal that provides details of all types of R&D equipment or facilities available for use in institutions across the country. Researchers can now get access to the facilities they require for their R&D effort. The portal now lists more than 3,000 equipment installed at about 70 organizations or institutions in the country. Researchers can also search for the required equipment or facilities using the advanced GeoSearch feature. That is, researchers can find the nearest location where a particular equipment or facility is available. The portal also provides information about the health, up, down, under repair of the equipment, description of the equipment, availability of time slots for using them, and hourly cost of using it. Researchers can now request the time slot they desire online and start using facilities on a pay-and-use basis. Institutions can get benefited by generating additional revenue by listing their equipment or facility on iSTEM. iSTEM helps in reducing duplication of equipment or facilities across departments or institutions. This results in optimal utilization of the precious public funds. With iSTEM, researchers can inexpensively access ready-to-use research infrastructure across the country. Research community can gain from iSTEM and improve the quality and quantity of research. For all your research equipment or facility requirements, log on to iSTEM, linking researchers and resources. www.istem.gov.in, an initiative of the Government of India, which is now featured as one of the major achievements of science, technology and innovation in 2018. Developed by scientists at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time and thanks to all the participants for joining us.
Today, many researchers across India and abroad are facing many challenges to convert their
Can you
ideas.
please stop sharing that, sir?
Yes.
It is in the loop. Sir, there are a few questions. On behalf
Yes.
of participant, can I ask, sir?
Sure.
Actually, in your yes, sir. In your PPT itself, you have clarified most of the things. Can we register our university software facilities also, or is it restricted to equipments alone?
This is not restricted to anything. Whatever facility you can share through this portal, you can register.
Okay. Yes, sir. Second interesting question is there any tariff table provided for the services, or institutes can decide the tariff?
No, not such like that. If institute is having some kind of governing body, they can decide their own. But if really they need some help, we can help in deciding those tariff also, from
Sure.
getting information from other institutions.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Should we register only government-funded equipments, or can we register equipments self-funded by any institute?
No, it can be registered anything. Whatever you have in your institution, even whatever you have self-funded, that is also some way public-funded kind of thing. So
Sure.
there is no that kind of restriction.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Next question is, as a researcher, can I meet expenses from the PhD scholarship?
Yes, sure.
Yes,
People
sir.
can
Thank you.
use their contingencies, what they get in their PhD fellowship, and that can be used for this kind of bookings.
Yes, sir. Can anybody from international use iSTEM facilities for identifying the resources and doing experiment in our India?
Yes, very much possible. They can also locate and they can you book our facilities. In fact, our facility at Nanoscience Center, we are sharing with many countries also, including Bangladesh, Sri Lanka.
Thank you, sir. Then is registration on portal mandatory to use the portal?
Yes, that is mandatory.
Mandatory.
Yes.
Sir, can you summarize how this iSTEM portal will connect, will help research community?
See, I just want to make this one. Many people are doing PhD in private institution as well as the institution funded from government, but they lack those facility. They don't have that kind of facility what they really want. If this kind of portal will be available and they can find some kind of equipment what they really need in timely manner, it will really help them. And also they don't have to worry whether facility I should have in my own institution or not, but I can complete my PhD. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. How this iSTEM will be useful for the language departments and especially social sciences department? For engineering and sciences, it's okay. For social science and language, they are asking.
That is very difficult to say at this stage, but what I was mentioning, we can solve the regional problem. If something can be done scientifically, we can really help through this portal by making the regional cluster, and those people can also give their idea if something they want to convert, and they want help from our researchers at regional basis.
Yes, sir. Sir, that last question, very interesting. How iSTEM benefits our nation?
Yeah, iSTEM is going to benefit in a big way. It is going to reduce the most of the import budget, because in our country generally we procure the equipment from outside. We don't think about something to develop in our country. But the initiative what our Prime Minister has started, Startup India, Stand Up India, Digital India, and now the Aatm Nirbhar Bharat, that is going to be a big change. And iSTEM is going to provide such kind of information with what is available in our country, like in terms of technology, products. Like suppose you have done some research, but after that you have joined as a faculty, but you cannot continue because of some limitation in your own institution. But someone else can know about that information from this portal and take it forward. And that idea, what you have already developed, one thing is that he don't have to repeat the things what you have done from there he has to take. So he don't have to stretch also something new. He can take it forward and he can convert into the product, and that kind of help will really help the nation building Aatm Nirbhar.
Yes, sir. Sir, to utilize these iSTEM facilities, one need to be an academician or anybody can use, because some startup may not.
Any taxpayer, I can say, anyone.
Because in another interesting question is, I have a startup and I don't have any R&D facility. Can I use the facilities?
I already mentioned in the PPT.
Yes.
You should have just the idea, carry the idea and find the institution where it is available. You contact to those people, convince that, okay, I want to pay whatever charges or testing charges are there. You don't have to establish that facility because you are a startup, you cannot get that much funding. But you can really immediately implement those ideas, contacting those institutions who are having the facility. And I can tell you, in our institution, more than 7,000 researchers we have helped in INEP program. And one more thing is that we never ask for the authorship or any kind of collaboration, just we have helped those people. And through that 500 publications and 45 patents have come out of that work. And you will not find either any single person, including me, that anywhere we are acknowledged as a name. We have told you have to acknowledge the facility what is funded by the government. So that kind of environment we are trying to build, and startup or any researcher even thinking to start something can get help from this iTEC portal.
Yes. You have done a great job for our nation, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to share my personal experience also. In 2007, when I was doing my PhD, I did in College of Engineering, Guindy, Anna University, where I struggled to get facilities for doing my electromagnetic analysis. The resources are our friends and website only. But after 2 years only, I identified backside of our IIT Madras, we have a laboratory called as Samir, Center for Electromagnetics. We have the facility totally in India. There are 4 or 5 places only. Fortunately, in Chennai we are. But identifying that place, I have taken nearly 2 years. But after entering to that laboratory, nearly within 3 months, I came out successfully with wonderful results. Then very good publications. Finally, I had my PhD. Like that, the entire nation, the researchers are struggling to identify the facility where it is available. So your initiative really has thrown a light on the places where it is available. So it is helping really for the researcher community. You have done a great job for our nation, also for our researchers, sir. Thank you, sir. We wish you to have many more webinars or this kind of
Sure.
innovative things for our researchers. And of course, I request Mr. Ganesh Babu, can you display the appreciation letter signed by, yes, sir, our registrar
Thank
has
you.
issued. Thanks, sir. Thanks for joining our MJR University and delivering this wonderful session, sir. Due to some technical problem, when Mr. Narmadeshwar was dealing about how to go for this portal explanation, we
Sure.
got struck. That 5 minutes was the technical glitch we had, and the remaining part, everything was wonderful, sir. Thanks for sharing your valuable time. May I now request Dr. Arshini to propose the vote of thanks.
A pleasant good evening to everyone connected here. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on this august occasion of the one-day national level webinar on ISTEM, a gateway for researchers stepping towards Aatm Nirbhar Bharat. Let me begin by expressing my sincere thanks to the resource persons of today, Eminent and distinguished Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Shrivastava, Chief Operating Officer and National Coordinator, ISTEM, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and our proud alumnus cum efficient personality, Mr. Nardeshwar Pandey, Senior Facility Technologist, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, for sharing their knowledge and valuable expertise with us. Indeed, their presentations have helped us gain valuable insights on ISTEM initiatives and the array of opportunities available for academicians and young research scholars pursuing research at various concerns. Thank you, Dr. Sanjeev and Mr. Nardeshwar, for the perfect knowledge you imparted on us. We shall certainly make good use of all the valuable points you both shared with us today and apply them in all our research undertakings. Dear faculty members, researchers, and scholars who have joined from all over the nation, thank you very much for joining us on this big day today and showering your enthusiastic support. I am sure you all would have gathered quite a lot of inputs from our resource persons that would be of great help to you in various phases of your research career. We wish you good luck in all your research endeavors. On behalf of the organizing committee, I am much beholden to our Honorable President, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, an inspiring leader who lives true to the adage leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Indeed, his visions are great, and we at Dr. MGR always feel proud to work under his able leadership. I am much grateful to our distinguished Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, and our beloved Registrar, Dr. C.B. Palanivelu, for their immediate consent to organize this webinar on a grand scale. I also express my heartfelt gratitude to our other esteemed personalities of our university, our Joint Registrar Phase II, Dr. S. Ramalingam, Dean Dr. S. Manivannan, and Deputy Dean Dr. V. N. Rajavarman for being pillars of incredible strength and support whenever needed. I should not fail in my duty to earnestly thank the members of the organizing committee, Mrs. Vidya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, and Mr. Ganesh Babu, System Administrator, Department of Computer Science, for all the sincere and dedicated efforts they have taken to see that the program meets its successful destination. I am also thankful to all HODs, staff members, and students of our esteemed Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute for rendering unstinting support at all times. As researchers, let us all remember the famous words of Zora Neale Hudson, who remarked, research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with purpose. So let's always be curious towards new findings and have a deeper eye for detail such that The journey we undertake in our research process turns to be a successful and an extraordinary one. Stay safe and be healthy. Thank you.
Sir, please unmute, sir. Unmute, sir.
Feedback form is available in chat box as well as our description box. So we request a participant to complete the feedback form before today 7 p.m. for obtaining the e-certificate. Later the link will be deactivated. Thank you for joining our program and giving encouragement for our initiatives. We humbly request you all to take this message to your higher authorities in order to enroll your institution to ISTEM portal as a institution. Then I request the individual researchers to enroll themselves as a individual user to the user to utilize the facilities, such that you'll get the clear idea. ISTEM YouTube channel is also available. There they have uploaded a number of videos demonstrating the activities of ISTEM. Really, it's a good initiative. We all must thank the Professor, our Shrivastava sir, for doing this kind of wonderful initiative. Our entire nation, we must be proud of a person like Dr. Sanjeev Shrivastava sir. This is the first kind of initiative. Even there is no kind in abroad also. It is patented. Everything is because of the initiative by Dr. Sanjeev sir. Really, we are proud of you, sir, and we take this opportunity to once again thank on behalf of the entire participants. Today, we could see the concurrent view of nearly 550 plus, and overwhelming support is because of your inspiring presentation only, sir. And on behalf of MGR University, we wholeheartedly thank you for your dedicated work towards the nation development. Thank you, sir.
Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai.